நமோ பகவதே ஸ்ரீ ரமணாய.
இந்த கிரகண சமயம் ரொம்ப விசேஷமான சமயம் சொல்லுவாங்க ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் சாதனஸ்க்கு. ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம என்ன செய்ய போகிறோம் கேட்டால், ஒரு அரை மணி நேரம், half an hour, we are going to do japa and dhyana. What japa we are going to do, you know? Asango. That is the real japa. ஆனால் நீங்கள் என்ன ஆகுதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. ஏன்னா கிரகண சமயம் ஜபம் பண்ணுறோமோ அது 1000 மடங்கு குழம்பு. ஸோ அசங்கோகம் அசங்கோகம் சொல்லி ஜபம் பண்ண வச்சுப்பேன். வாட் வில் ஹேப்பன் டு அஸ்? வி பிகம் ரியலி அசங்கா. இப்போ 4 கிளாஸ்க்கு வர மாட்டீங்க யாரும். That is the way to keep you all awake. If we can instill the spirit of Asangogam, then everything will be all right. And I should instill myself also. Arunachala Karunaya கருணையாலென்னை ஆண்டனியனக்குள் காட்சி தந்தருளை என்றார். இருள் நதி உலகில் ஏங்கியே பதைத்து யூடவிடில் என்றது என்ன அருணனை காணாது அலருமோ கமலம் அருணனு கருணனாமன்னி அருள்நனி சுரந்தங்கு அருவியாய் பெருகும் அருணமா மலையிலும் அன்பே அன்புரு அருணா சலழன் மெழுகாய் அகத்துணை நினைந்து நைந்துருகும் அன்பிலி எனக்குன் அன்பினை அருளாது ஆண்டனை அழித்திடல் அழகோ அன்பினில் விழையும் இன்பமே அன்ப அகத்தினில் ஊரும் மாறமுதே என் புகலிடனின் இஷ்டமென் இஷ்டம் என்பதற்கென்னுயிர் இறையே இறையுனை நினையும் என்னமே நன்னா எனை உணதருட்கயிற்றாலித்து இறையுயிர் இன்றி கொன்றிட நின்றாய் என் குறை இயற்றினன் ஏழை இறை நிக்குறையன் குற்றுயிராக்கி எனைவதை திடதற்கிங்கன் இறைவனாம் அருணா சலயனம் முடித்தே ஏகனாய் வாழ்நீடூழி ஊழியில் வாழும் மாக்களில் என்பால் ஊதியம் யாது நீ பெற்றாய் பாழினில் வீழாது ஏழையை காத்து உன் பதத்தினில் இருத்தி வைத்தனையே ஆழியாம் கருணை அண்ணலே என்ன அகமிக நானனிடுமா வாழினி அருணா சதவுனை வழுத்தி வாழ்த்திட தாழ்த்துமின் தலைவனி என்னை களவில் கொணர்ந்து உன் தாழியில் நால்வரை வைத்தார். தலைவனின் தன்மை என்ன என்பார்க்கு தலைகுனி சிறையென வைத்தார். தலைவனான் வலைமான் தனை நிகராது என் தளர்வினு கழிவு நாடிடுவார். தலைவனாம் அருணா சலவுளம் ஏதோ கவியனா தனை உணர்தற்கே. தற்பர நாடும் தாழினில் தங்கி தண்டல மண்டுகமானே. சிற்பதனத்தே உன்மலரழியா செய்திடில் உய்தியுண்டுந்தன். நற்பத போதில் நான் உயிர் விட்டால் நட்டது நாதும் பழியே. வெப்புரு அருண விரிகதில் ஒழியே முன்னருள் வெளியே. வெளிவழி நீர் மண்பல உயிரால் விரிவுரு பூத பௌதிகங்கள். வெளியொழி உன்னை அன்றியின்றென்னின் வேறு யானாருடன். வெளியதாயுளக்கு வேரற விளங்கின் வேரன வெளிவருவேனா. வெளிவராயருணா சதவன் தலையில் விரிமலர் பதத்தினை வைத்தே. வைத்தனை வாழா வையகத்துய்யும் வழியறி மதியழித்திங்கன். வைத்திடில்லார்க்கும் இன்பிலை துன்பே வாழ்வில் சாவதே மாண்பான். பைத்தியம் பற்றி பயனரு எனக்கு உன் பதமுரு அருமருந்தருள்வாய். பைத்தியமருந்தா பாரொழில் அருண அருப்பத பெரு பரமே. பரமனின் பாதம் பற்றற பற்றும் பரறி அரியறி பரமன். பரமுனக்கெனையன் பணியற பணியாய் பறித்திடும் உனக்கெது பாதம். பரமனிற் பிரிந்து உலகினை தலையில் பற்றியான் பெற்றது போதும். பரமனாமருணா சலயனையும் பதத்தினின்றொதுக்குறப்பாரே. பரமனாமருணா சலயனையும் பதத்தினின்றொதுக்குறப்பாரே. பார்த்தனன் புதுமை உயிர்வலி காந்த பருவதம் ஒருதரம் இதனை. ஓட்டிடும் உயிரின் சேட்டையை ஒடுக்கி ஒருதன தவிமுகமாக. ஈத்ததை தன் போல் அசலமா செய்த இன்னுயிர் பலிகொடும் மிகுது என். ஓர் துய்மின் உயிர்காள் உளமதில் ஒளிரில் உயிர்கொலி அருணமாகிரியே. கிரீது பரமா கருதிய என்போ கெட்டவர் எத்தனை கொல்லோ. விரிதுயராழி பிழைப்பினில் விழைவு விட்டுடல் விட்டிட விலகு. கருதியே தீவி கருத்தினுள்ளொருகால் கருதிடக் கொலாமலே கொல்லும். அருமருந்தொன்றுண்டு அருமருந்தொன்றுண்டு அவனியில் அதுதான் அருணமா திறமென அறிவி. அண்ணாமலையார் அடியேனை ஆண்ட அன்பே ஆயுடல் கொண்டாய் எனக்கோ குறையுண்டோ குறையும் குணம் நீ அல்ல என்னே பற்றி என் உயிரே எண்ணம் எதுவோ அது செய்வாய் கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையும் காத பெருக்கே தருவாயே கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையும் காத பெருக்கே தருவாயே கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையும் காத பெருக்கே தருவாயே. Now we shall chant Sangoham Sangoham. So I request the Lama to chant and we all will follow. And meanwhile, I would be sitting quiet in meditation, in dhyana. I just want to tell you one more thing. When a sadhu, when he sits in dhyana, one with his self, that sannidhanam becomes very, very vibrant, very wonderful sannidhanam becomes. You know, it is like a child sleeping at the mother's lap. The child will not think about anything. The child will feel very secure, very blissful. So the sannidhanam of a sadhu is like mother's lap. So you need not do anything. See, when you are sleeping in your mother's lap, do you want to do anything? You just want to bask in the beauty and security and the glory of the whole thing, right? So you need not do anything. You just chant Asangoham and try to bask in the peace, in the auspicious sannidhanam. Right? Oh.
Asangoham, 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 Punah Punah. Asangoham, 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 Punah Punah. Satchidananda Rupoham, Satchidananda Rupoham, Nitya Shuddha Vimuktoham, Nitya Shuddha Vimuktoham, Nirakaroham Avyayah, Nirakaroham Avyayah, Bhumananda Rupoham, Bhumananda Rupoham, Ahameva Avyayah, Ahameva Avyayah. Asangoham, 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 Punah Punah. Asangoham, 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 सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् असङ्गोऽहं पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् असङ्गोऽहं पुनः पुनः 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 पुनः
असंगोऽहम् 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 पुनः पुनः
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
असंगोऽहम् पुनः पुनः
असंगोऽहम् 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 पुनः पुनः
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
असंगोऽहम् पुनः पुनः
असंगोऽहम् 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 पुनः पुनः
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः
असंगोहम् असंगोहम्
असंगोऽहम्
असंगोहम् पुनः पुनः
असंगोऽहम् पुनः पुनः
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
असंगोहम्
असंगोऽहम्
असंगोहम्
असंगोऽहम्
असंगोहम् पुनः पुनः
असंगोऽहम् पुनः पुनः
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
असंगोहम्
असंगोऽहम्
असंगोहम्
असंगोऽहम्
असंगोहम् पुनः पुनः
असंगोऽहम् पुनः पुनः
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
अहमेवाहमव्ययः
असंगोहम्
असंगोऽहम्
असंगोहम्
असंगोऽहम्
असंगोहम् पुनः पुनः
असंगोऽहम् पुनः पुनः
सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम्
Satchidanandarupoham
Ahameva Ahamavyayah
Ahameva Ahamvyayah
Asangoham
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 Asangoham Punah Punah
Asangoham Punah Punah
Satchidanandarupoham
Satchidanandarupoham
Ahameva Ahamavyayah
Ahameva Ahamvyayah
So today morning we saw by asserting our own self. Our self means our true self. That I am not attached to anything in this world. Meaning, first of all, I am not attached to the body and associated world of objects. Because through senses only we recognize the sense objects. So, I am not attached to any of the objects. And then we say, whatever may be the emotions in the mind, I am not attached to any of the emotions, good or bad. Why? I am asangaha. By nature, I am not attached to any of these things. The mind and the emotions. And even I am not attached to the intellect and different ideas, concepts, thoughts. So when you can maintain this bhava, absolutely I am unattached. Asangaha, asangaha, asangaha. Then there comes a state where your mind quietens, not disturbed by anything. And there you realize your true self as Satchidananda Swarupa. That is what we are asserting. Satchidananda Rupoham. I am of the nature of pure existence. Nirupamatiram. Just I am. And the pure knowledge, I know I am. And that is really blissful. That is called a Satchidananda. In that state, aham eva, I alone am. There is nothing other than me. The idea of he, she, it, everything vanishes there. There is only the pure self. Aham eva, aham abhyayah means that pure self is indestructible. Meaning, even when the body withers away, drops dead, still that Atma, the self, never dies. Whatever happens to the physical body or the mind, even to the intellect, the Atma, the self, is the same. Nothing happens to it. So this is what we have to contemplate. We have to meditate on. So this is the most beautiful way to meditate and to transcend the body. Right? Okay. So today we are going to see what are all the initial adjustments required to soar in meditation. See, Swami that is Swami Ramana Maharshi's Atyanta Sishya, the disciple, Swami, he used to say, before you start the spiritual journey, one thing you have to understand, that you have to follow the path of dharma. He always used to say, Only a person who is following the path of dharma can sit for meditation or try to pursue this path of the absolute truth. Why? Because only when you follow your dharma, there are no conflicts in your mind. You understand what I'm saying? When we follow the path of dharma, there is always a conflict in the mind. Whether have I done the right thing or not, or whether I am incurring sin, what will happen to me? This kind of sanchala is always there. So, the first and foremost thing is, one has to follow the path of dharma. That is why Sri Yoga Swami also says, Dharma Nirikisahade. Like a grandfather advising to the grandchild, he says, Dharma Nirikisahade. So first and foremost is we have to follow the path. According to our stage of life, if we are a brahmachari, there are certain dharmas. If we are grihasthas, there are certain dharmas. If you are vanaprastha sannyasi, there are certain dharmas. We have to live according to our dharma. And also, according to varna means what? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. According to our innate tendencies, meaning swadharma, they say. According to our guna and karma, we are classified into 4 varnas. So there are certain dharmas for Brahmana, for Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So we have to follow those dharmas. So the first and foremost thing is we have to follow the path. It is very, very important how we live the rest of our day. There is 23.5 hours, let us say, before we sit in the seat of meditation for half an hour. If you think, I may live whatever way I want to live, but if I sit in the seat of meditation, I just forget everything and I soar high. No, it will never happen. Only when we lead a very decent, dharmic life in our day-to-day living, then we can hope to sit and have peace within ourselves. This is very important, which we should never forget. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, or Kanchikariva always used to say. When you protect dharma, dharma protects you from everything. So therefore, that is the first and foremost adjustment we need to do. See, this in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it's known as Yama Niyama in general. If you want to know more about it, you please refer to Patanjali Yoga Sutra. There are 5 yamas and 5 niyamas in general. I am not going to elaborate on that. If you want more, you can refer to Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Number 2, it is very important to have devotion to the Lord and devotion to one's teacher, Sadguru. Without the devotion, it is very, very difficult to follow this path. Why? Because we do not know the goal. And we are not sure of the path. And in fact, we are all alone. So therefore, the Parameshwara is there, the Lord. He is actually Atma, the self only. When he is functioning through the world, he is called as Ishvara, the Parameshwara. So we should have devotion to the feet of the Lord. The same Lord comes as the Sadguru. So we should have devotion to Sadguru because he is showing the path. And ultimately, Ishvara or Sadguru is Atma, the self, the truth. Atma, the self. So even when we attend meditation, when we start, for a minute or so, we have to quieten our mind and we should think either our Ishta Devata or our Sadguru, our Guru, or both. And we should surrender ourselves at his feet and tell him, "Oh Lord, I really don't know anything. You are my father, you are my mother, you are my bandhu, you are my sakha, and you are my everything. Please protect me. Please guide me. Take care of me and take care of everybody." So with this prayer only we should start meditation. You know why? Because when you progress in meditation, you get a lot of confusion, doubts. You get fear, and sometimes you get very impatient. So when you surrender to the Lord or the teacher who is within, who is seated within your own heart, he will take care. See, I am not exaggerating at all. He is in our own heart, not as a form, as our true self. And he will protect us, he will guide us in the right path. If we have got sincere attitude of surrender at his feet, he will take charge of our lives. So this is also very, very important before we start meditation. So whenever any doubts come, we are assured he is there with you. He is Antaryami. He is watching everything. All our thoughts, all our motives behind the thoughts, all our actions, he is watching from within. So he knows everything. So therefore, he can only guide us. He will guide you. This assurance, he will not forsake me. He cannot afford to forsake me. So this we should have in our mind. And fear, whenever fear comes, no fear. Why? He is there with you. When he is protecting us, what harm can come to us? Teivam namakku thunai papa, or teendu vara maatadu papa, says God. Like that, when you really feel that Sadguru is within me, he is guiding me, he is protecting me, no harm will come to us. So no fear. So with this attitude of surrender, we should sit in the seat of meditation. And number 3, first of all, we have to handle the grossest layer of our personality. That is the gross body. That is very important. That is why those days, they start very early in their lives. Because when you are young, everything is very flexible. But when you grow older and older, everything becomes stiff. Everything. The body, the mind, the ahankara gets crystallized. So, when you start early, that's a big advantage. Everything is flexible. So, it is advised by our Mahatmas that we should try to sit either in Siddhasana or in Padmasana. If not possible, in Sukhasana. These are the 3 postures recommended for Dhyana. But some traditional Mahatmas believe that ladies should not sit in Siddhasana. Some traditional Mahatmas, they believe and they propagate that ladies should not sit in Siddhasana. But they can sit in Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana. Your yoga teacher will teach you how to sit in Siddhasana, how to sit in Padmasana and Ardha Padmasana. Whatever. If you are not able to, don't worry, Sukhasana is fine. You know why? Patanjali Yoga Sutra is authority on all these subject matter. There are 4 chapters, I suppose, and our Acharya taught us Patanjali Yoga Sutra completely. And there, regarding asanas, there are only 2 sutras, nothing more than that. Can you believe? Can you imagine? The whole of the world is practicing asanas. So in whole of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, only 2 asanas are devoted for asanas. 2 shlokas are devoted for asanas. And there also, Sukham Stiram Asanam. Full stop. Sukha means in which posture you can sit comfortably without sleeping. And for a long time. And sthira means firm, not stiff, firm. This is asana. Sukham sthiram asanam. It's wrong. But a devotee asked Bhagavan Swami Ramana Swaroopananda, which is the right posture to sit in meditation? You know, Bhagavan, he said, sit in your own self. That is the right posture. He is like that. Sit in your own self. That is the right posture. You know, all these Mahatmas have really spoiled us and destroyed us. Our Gurudev used to say, we don't believe in twisting the body. We believe in only straightening the mind. See, our Gurudev, initially he was in the ashram, Shivanandaji's ashram. In Shivanandaji's ashram, it's integrated yoga. All the yoga combined together. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, Ashtanga yoga, or it's called Hatha yoga, whatever, and Jnana yoga. But Gurudev was a brilliant person. He was more of a Jnani and a Jnana oriented. So he used to go and play with those practicing Shirshasana. He will disturb the people there, it seems, when they are practicing yoga. Then Shivanji thought, no, he is not fit here. So he sent him to Swami Ramana Swaroopananda, a Kathor sannyasi, a great tapasvi, and a great jnani. He is called as Himavat Vibhuti, the glory of Himalayas. So, because of those training, somehow, our prarabdha or whatever, we are not too much into yoga, but still, it's very important to keep your body fit, to live a good life here and also to perform your sadhana. Therefore, nowadays I really recognize the value of basic yogasana and pranayama. And for meditation especially, we should learn to sit in a proper posture. Sukham, comfortably, sthiram, for long. Firm, without shaking, without bending or without important. Our Acharya has only indicated few tips for how to sit. I will share with you. Don't ask me Swami whether you are sitting that way. Don't ask. Because when you sit in the self, everything is strengthened. Body, mind, all pranas, everything is sorted out. So don't compare or don't, point fingers. It is only for beginners I am talking. So Acharya, he has given a certain beautiful tips. First of all, as Gita says, we have to sit straight only. The back, the neck and the head in one straight line, perpendicular to the ground. Don't ask, Swamiji, can't we just lie down and then meditate? So we have to sit. Korata matralla innenna moola sound. So we have to sit perpendicular to the ground. So our back, neck and head in straight line. And we should not now and then move our body. And then, as Amma said today morning, our base should be broader to gain a stable equilibrium. If you are a student of science, you know, when the broad is baser, you get more stability. The equilibrium is more. Therefore, your legs should be folded properly in any of these asanas, Siddhasana or Padmasana or Sukhasana, and it should be broader and firm, so that the center of gravity, it falls on the spine, on center of the body. As Amma pointed today, there are two pelvic bones, so on which we should try to sit. So that the center of gravity is exactly on your center. You gain that stability, and you should not be stiff, you should relax. Not that our head should go like this, or we should swing. Some people, when they study, you stop them, they can't study. So they will be used. So, like Dhyana also, you cannot do like this. But in Ramanashram, I have seen certain people, I don't know, they may have some problem, I don't know, I should not make fun of them. That I will sit like this in meditation. I tell you, one person I have seen. You cannot, I don't know, very difficult if you can rotate your head like that and sit for meditation. Firm. You should not move. And there are different mudras also. Chin mudra, or have you seen Vivekananda? He sits like this, or whichever way. கையை வச்சு ஒரு சேட்டையும் பண்ணக்கூடாது. அதுதான் நீ நோண்டிட்டே கூடாது. இந்த மாதிரி சேர் உட்காந்தா சில பசங்களை பார்த்துருக்கேன், அம்மாவை கட்டி விட்டுருவோம், காதை படைஞ்சு போயிருக்கோம். பார்த்துருக்கேன், நான் பார்த்துருக்கேன், அம்மாவோட காதை நோண்டிட்டு some children I have seen. அது மாதிரி உட்காந்து சேஷ்டை பண்ணக்கூடாது. அதுதான் கையை ஒரு இடத்துல வைக்கணும், காலை ஒரு இடத்துல வைக்கணும், உடம்ப ஒரு இடத்துல வைக்கணும். பாப்கார்ன் சாப்பிட்டே தியானம் இப்போ வாயை மூடிக்கணும். So we have to sit and relax. Amma Sunamati, not stiff, relax. It is generally for beginners to close the eyes better, because you get distracted. Eyes also gently close. You will not see anything. Don't do that. Gently close your eyes. This is how we have to sit. Understand? And we should learn to sit for long. That is very important. You gain asana siddhi. Asana siddhi means you lose the contours of your body. Meaning you lose the sense of your body. That's all. It will happen. If it doesn't happen, don't worry. See, those are not important, I tell you. And those who can't sit down can sit on a chair also. So, this is about asana. Sukham, Sthiram, asana. Comfortable, firm, without shaking, without bending forward and backward, sit straight. And before that, we have to choose the right place. That is also said in Gita. I am not going through those verses. Gita says, Ekantavasana. As far as possible, try to select a place where you are not disturbed. You cannot go into a marketplace, very busy marketplace. Katrika, Valaka, Vyabaram, you can't sit that way. It's not possible. At least to begin with. You have to choose a very quiet place. The best place for me is my own bed. I tell you. Some people have a weird notion. If I go to Himalayas, if I go into the cave, then only I can live. I tell you, you can never live. It is very cold there, first of all. If you go into the cave, you are so scared, first of all. So, your own house is the best place. If it is quiet, it's wonderful. But don't please go too close to the kitchen and sit. Amma sambar sambar, oh, it's Vengaya sambar. You should not sit in a place which has got intense odor or smell. Those things will distract you. So you have to select a quiet place, decent place, which is not too high or too low also. In the cliffhanger, I will go and sit at Shiva. People have a weird idea, like Shiva. You will have the fear, You will fall also. Don't try all those things. Samadharatla, nallapadi. Kanathukulla poi dhyanam பண்றாங்க. Disturbance இல்லாம. Not too low also. And the pressure will be different. I don't know. நான் ட்ரை பண்ணிருக்கேன் kanathukulla. In a samadharam, you try sitting. Those days, the Mahatmas, since they were sitting in the forest, they used this deer skin, because to avoid that the dampening thing to enter into your body, to avoid that. The ear of deer skin, not deer. In India, deer. English. என்ன ஸ்பெல்லிங்? DEAR. டியர் ஸ்கின். பிடிச்சமான வெட்டி வச்சு அதுக்கு மேல அதுக்கு மேல ஒரு விரிப்பு விரிச்சு உட்காருவாங்க. Because to avoid that dampness to enter into your system. If dampness enters into the system, the arthritis comes. You should not try all those things. Bhagavan he sat in the grip of this Patala. That's why later days he couldn't walk properly. It will affect the body. See, you may say, I am Asambhom, I am self, but it affects the body definitely. You have to live with the body only till you die. Is it so? You have to live with the body.
Sorry.
Okay, anyway, we have to live with this body, so we should not abuse it. And then, after setting right the physical body, we should come to the prana. I tell you very simplest pranayama. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi advocates that one. It's called as Vikshana Prana. And even Buddhist monks, they also advocate the same. Today morning I could not control my laughter, but still I was controlling. That's a different issue. Don't mistake me. But you know what? This pranayama is so simple. Just watch. Watch your breath. The idea is, you should not try to enhance, hasten, or you should not try to slow down the breathing. You should breathe naturally, however it is, but watch. Anapana Satta, they say in Buddhist tradition. See, when I was in Sri Lanka, I used to go to the forest, those monasteries, as the monks they meditate. I lived with them for a few days and all. They teach this Anapana Satta. Meaning you just watch the inhalation and exhalation. However it comes, let it come. However it goes, let it go. Watch. When you do so, the breathing becomes so shallow. And breathings become very regular. See, right? Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, when you control the prana is controlled, the mind also is controlled. Because the prana shakti and the jnana shakti, which is the mind, they have got same root, which is Atma, the self. From the Atma, the self, only the prana shakti or the mano shakti or whatever, everything comes out. When you control one, the other thing is controlled. So prana, we have to watch the prana quietly for some time. Because if the mind is turbulent, agitated, you cannot sit for meditation. You cannot work on the mind. So for some time, if your mind is so turbulent, for some time, just watch the breath. Don't do anything. Just watch the breath. Let it go, let it come. Watch. After some time, the prana becomes so. Then we can start working with our mind. See, this is very important. Dhyana. See, other things Amma will teach you how to sit and how to take care of the prana. But our main subject matter is to handle the mind. So I will once again summarize. First thing, we should lead the life of dharma. யாரும் ஏற்று பழைக்கக்கூடாது, அதிகமாக பொய் சொல்லக்கூடாது, களவு செய்யக்கூடாது, இதெல்லாம் செய்யக்கூடாது. தர்மத்தோட வாழணும். That is the first and foremost thing. It is very important how you conduct yourself in the world before you sit for meditation. Second thing is you should have devotion to the Lord and to the teacher. So for a minute, we have to surrender ourselves and then we should start the dhyan. The third thing is Sukham Sthiram Asana. You should try to sit in one posture without shaking, without moving, not becoming very stiff, relaxing your body, keeping the leg, hands, everything in one place. And then watch the prana so that the prana becomes quiet. And then we can handle the mind one by one. See, the grossest layer is the body, and then comes the prana, and then comes the mind. See, if you watch the mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. Mind means what? Continuous flow of thoughts. Thoughts are flowing. Gurudev used to give this example of the river. When water is flowing continuously, it is called as river. Similarly, when thoughts are flowing, then you call that as mind. Gurudev says, whenever you sit for meditation, the mind gets distracted, mind gets scattered in these three parameters. He says, Desha, Kala, Vastu. If you watch, whenever the mind gets distracted, scattered, it can go only into these three parameters. Desha, Kala, Vastu. Desha means what? In space. Place, let us say. When you are sitting here, meditating, your mind goes to your house in Chennai or in Bangalore or wherever, in Melbourne. The mind goes there. Meaning what? It is not available here, but it is somewhere. Desha. Kala means what? When you are sitting now, in the present moment here, but mind goes to the past. When you are very young, or whatever happened few days back, it goes. Or it goes into the future. Meaning it starts imagining so many wonderful things. They call it as wool gathering. Have you heard about this word? Wool gathering. They say, it thinks about certain things. But it is never in the present. You can realize yourself only now and here. Not in the future. Not there in Kashi or there in Rameshwaram or in Kailash. No. You can realize self now and here only. Why? Wherever you are, it is there, here. Whenever you realize it is now only. So therefore, we have to keep the mind in one place, now in the present moment, and in one vastu. Why Swamiji one vastu? The nature of the mind is to jump like a monkey here, there, in so many vastus. Why do you want to keep the mind in one vastu always? Because whenever mind jumps here, there, everywhere, mind becomes weak. The energy is dissipated. The weak mind is a useless mind. It cannot achieve anything. If you focus the mind and gain that single point of attention, you can keep the mind one thing. You gain that strength, then the mind becomes powerful. You know why? The children don't listen to the mothers. You know why? Or the father. You know why? Because they don't have that strength within. The teachers sometimes, they shout, keep silence, they shout. Amma, why can't you keep silence first? The teachers, Meaning what? You are unable to control because you have not learned to control your own mind. How can you control other minds? They are all minds only, after all. So, when you don't have that power to control your own mind, to make it one-pointed, how can you control the other minds? How to help the other minds to focus? You can't. You cannot. So the weak mind is always a useless mind. The mind which has single point is powerful mind. So therefore, we have to make the mind single point. That is very important, at least initially. See, another thing, Gurudev gives the example of iron becoming a magnet. You know, iron piece. There the molecules are oriented in different direction. So, what they say, the field or whatever they say, no, which is generated, is all self-cancelled, the magnetic field. But when you take a magnet and when you rub it in one direction, all the molecules are oriented in one direction. So all the magnetic field, all the power is added up. So it becomes powerful, becomes a magnet. Similarly, when the mind is distracted, the mind's energy is dissipated, you cannot achieve anything in life. Not in the world, not in the other world. So through this meditation, when you can gather the rays of your mind, make it single pointed, it becomes very powerful. Then you can achieve greatness. Swami Vivekananda was Vivekananda. Why? Because his mind was so one pointed. All great people achieve greatness because of their focus. Focus means your ability to keep the mind where the hand is working. That is Gurudev's mantra. Keep the mind where your hands are working, at work. So this is to develop one-pointedness. So therefore, we should learn to tie up this mind in one desha, one place. Where some, in the body, wherever you feel comfortable. Some people suggest Hridayam. Bhagavan suggests Hridayam. Some people suggest Dhruva Madhyam. Yogis, they meditate here. Dhruva Madhyam. If you are not trained, don't try. You will develop headache. If you are trained properly, you try this. And some people, Nashikagre. Gita says Nashikagre means what? Just here, in front of your own nose, not others' nose. Nashikagre means the husband sitting and watching the wife. Nashikagre. Tip of the nose, but your own tip of the nose. And also you should not not that you have to copy paper. Just a place where the mind should be focused. It's not that you should see the tip always. Please don't try all those funny things. And you become a cartoon of a sadhaka. So, in one place we have to type the mind. And now, in the present moment, we do one object. That is the name of the Lord or the mantras. The mantras are very powerful. Given by the rishis, they are very powerful. So when we can chant mantra and keep the mind on the sound of the mantra. See, there are different techniques. One is you remember the form of the Lord and chant mantra. That is one. But still further, I feel, instead of keeping the form, it is just to keep the mind on the sound of the mantra. It's very effective. Because when you try to see a form, forms have got so many dimensions, right? Rendu kannu, oru mooku, oru vaai, rendu kai, rendu kaalu. Enga poi paakradhu theriyadhu. இப்ப கிருஷ்ணர் ஆரம்பிச்சீங்கன்னா பாலகிருஷ்ணர் தியானம் பண்றதா, இல்ல பகவத்கீதை கொடுத்த ஜெகத்குரு கிருஷ்ணர் தியானம் பண்றதா, இல்ல கோபியோட விளையாண்ட கிருஷ்ணர் தியானம் பண்றதா, சந்தேகம் வந்துட்டே இருக்கு. You get confused. One Krishna means whether his head or feet. So better take a mantra and in the sound of the mantra. Actually, we cannot do anything. Keep the mind on the sound. So your mind becomes one-pointed. More the mind becomes one-pointed, more the mind gains power. And then you become not only a powerful person, a very mature, balanced person. And not only that, and then you can work on the mind and transcend the mind. See, when you don't unify the mind, meaning bring the mind at one focus, you cannot work on it. When the mind is so turbulent, scattered everywhere, how can you work on the mind? Mind is first of all not available. So therefore, you have to purify it and unify it. Yesterday we saw it. So that is important. Swami Ramana Swaroopananda has said again and again the importance of gaining this ekagrata, single point attention. But Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has not spoken too much about it. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's path is a little different. But traditional sannyasis like Swami Tapon Maharaj and Great Shivananda, others, they have spoken so much about a chitta ekagrata, single pointed attention. So the idea is what? Now we have to tie this mind in one desha, one place, in one kala, means the present tense. You should not become tense. You should tie the mind in the present moment. Now, and in one object, which is the mantra, the sound of the mantra. Which mantra should I take, Swamiji? Whichever mantra you feel very inspired. It can differ from people to people. It also depends about your previous janma sadhana also. You take liking towards certain mantra because you have been practicing for so long. So if you are very inspired by Shiva, you can take Panchakshara. Or Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Or Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. There are so many mantras given. Or Soham, Soham, Soham. Soham and Soham are connected. Sahaham, I am that. That also is a mantra. Soham mantra. Shivoham, Shivoham. Any mantra you can take. But only one mantra you could have. Not 15 mantras. When Amma was asking me from early childhood onwards, this guru initiated me to this mantra, that guru initiated that mantra. Now what mantra I should chant? How can I tell you? அந்த அவர் வந்து எனக்கு பாலையை கொடுத்துட்டு போனார். இவர் வந்து வித்யாவை கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. பாலா வித்யா என்ன சொல்றீங்க? அவருக்கு பாலையை கொடுத்துட்டு போனார். இவர் வந்து ஸ்ரீ வித்யாவை கொடுத்துட்டு போனார். என்ன செய்யறதுனா எனக்கு என்ன தெரியும்? ஏதோ செஞ்சு முடிங்க. But it is better to take one mantra. See, our problem, you know what? Sometimes we feel இந்த மந்திர பிரயோஜனத்தை போல இருக்கு, அந்த மந்திரம் நல்லா இருக்கு போல இருக்கு. பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணாம அவங்க முகத்துல எவ்வளவு தேஜஸ் பாரு. நிறைய ஃபேரன் ஒளி போட்டுருக்காங்க, அவ்வளவுதான். எவ்வளவு தேஜஸ் பாரு. நானும் தான் இருக்கேன், மக்கள் மாதிரி இந்த மந்திரம் சரி. ஏன் குருவே முதல்ல சரியில்லை, யூஸ்லெஸ். சரி வராது. நல்ல குருவை பார்த்து நல்ல மந்திரமா இருக்கு. Vijnana, I tell you. So, any one mantra, whichever mantra, sanctioned by rishis. In one of the organization, when I was very, very young, in our school they came and they initiated us. Initiated me chumma. They gave me a mantra. You say that you chant this. When I was very young. What is the mantra? Ima. I should not tell this out. He said, you should not tell this out. But I am telling you now, Ima, he said. What Ima? No, Ima. What Ima? No, Ima you chant. What is this? No, Ima you chant. Ima. When I chant, you don't have an idea of what is Ima. Where will I reach? I will reach Yamaloka. I learned Yama. Ima. Okay, Ima. Thank God I didn't practice all those things. God was there protecting me. What is this Ima? Don't ask. Chant Ima. See, we should not take such mantras. Only sanctioned by the rishis, the seers. Summa Tom, Dick and Harry cannot come and give some mantra. I don't want to use this. It is a serious picture. If something comes into my mind, it is very. Somebody may come and tell you, Dol Ima, that is your mantra. What will happen? Then you will start dancing also with that mantra. So no, sanctioned by our scriptures, by our great rishis, because it is revealed to them. In the peak of meditation, it was revealed to them as great potency, great sanctity. And you know that it is for this Devata. You have got great reverence for that Devata. And the Kalyana Guna of those Devatas, you are aware. That you meditate, what you meditate, that will become. So when you say Shiva, Shiva means we know. What is Shiva? Who is Shiva? You know. In our tradition it is taught to us. Shiva means he is Shiva. And Shiva means always introvert. A great tapasvi. Tyageshwara. So all those ideas we have got about Shiva. Or Ambal. Ambal means, oh my God, so many things are said about Ambal. She is the mother of the universe, ocean of compassion. Yeah, all powerful. She can do anything for you. Such a mother who is all compassionate and all powerful, who can do anything for you. How wonderful it is. So these ideas helps the mind to sink into the heart. So those mantras sanctioned by the scriptures, very important. With that mantra, we should type this mantra. I tell you, it is not rocket science, but it requires a lot of effort, patience, consistency. You know what? We want immediate result. You order in Swiggy, you order pizza, pizza is delivered. And you become Pisasu also after some time. Like that, we want everything quick. I want to order for moksha, door delivered moksha, finish. No, sorry. Moksha cannot be door delivered. You cannot order through your mobile. You have to work for it patiently. So therefore, the technique is not difficult. But we are not still ready, or we want everything like this quick. No. That is why, exploiting our weakness, the modern acharyas come and say, forget about all those traditional techniques. I am going to teach a wonderful technique. Within few weeks, you are there. Come on. We get so fascinated. But our rishis have given a very authentic path and a wonderful mantra, but we are not ready to work hard. So, whatever mantra given by our teacher is the best mantra. We have, see, there are no shortcuts here. Gurudev always used to say, no shortcuts. Cut short the mind into two. That is the shortest cut, he used to say. So, the mantra we should take and keep our mind in the sound of the mantra. How? For next 15 minutes, we will try to practice. You need not close your eyes at all. But sit straight, please. Not like sitting in the beach. Okay, now sit. And now we are going to chant what mantra? No. We will take one mantra of the Lord. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
A short one is better.
Short one is better.
Long one.
Then
No, Om Namah Shivaya is all right.
That is short as Om also
Yeah. Om Namah Shivaya.
We will take the mantra and we shall try only to keep the mind on the sound of the mantra, not on the meaning of the mantra. Not on even the form of the Lord who is associated with the mantra. No. You understand what I am saying? Suppose if we chant Om Namah Shivaya, not about the Lord Shiva, who is dancing. Ardhanamara Shiva, the Shiva Lavanda. Only the sound of the mantra. Okay? Om Namah Shivaya. You have to keep the mind only in the sound of that mantra. And if you chant slowly and beautifully like me. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
So we should chant the mantra slowly with all love and devotion. We should not hurry up. We should not plan to chant 108 mantras in 2 minutes. And we should not say Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. It becomes amnesia. Om Namah Shivaya.
Shiva will run away.
So very good. True. So, with all devotion, Shraddha and Bhakti, slowly and steadily, it's not about how many times we have chanted, but whether are we able to keep the mind in the sound of the mantra. That is important. So, as Amma said today morning very beautifully, when we sit, our attention should be on the posture of the body. How are we seated? And then when we start watching the prana, how is the prana going in, coming out? So, we are keeping the mind on the prana. So, in this technique of meditation, same, you are keeping the mind in one place, here and now, in one object, meaning now the sound of the mantra. Not even the meaning of the mantra. Not even the form associated with that deity of that mantra. It is just the sound of the mantra. I tell you, it can take you very deep. It can take you very deep. And to start with, you can chant loudly, and after some time, when you mature, it can be chanted softly within yourself. So, this is how we have to start the meditation. So, these are the initial adjustments, and these are the general techniques. So, today evening, we shall see further how to tame this mind. Because mind will not sit quiet. When you want it, not sit quiet. Because we have spoiled the mind. So the mind will not listen to us. While chanting, it will go run away somewhere. It will roam here and there. It will create a lot of doubts, a lot of problems it will create. So today we will see in the evening or in the afternoon, the evening satsang, we will see how to really go about this process of meditation. So now what we have seen, only the initial adjustments. Are you able to understand? Yes. My English is very simple only, no? Yeah. So today evening we will see how to go about this process of meditation. Right? So the third topic, what is the third topic? The process of meditation. How to really go about to soar high in the seat of meditation. That we will see in the evening. So I have assured you about 8 topics, right? You remember? Yesterday we saw why meditation. Why we should sit for meditation. What we gain. Why should we meditate? Today, now, the initial adjustments. And the third topic is actual process. How to go about. That we will see in the evening class. இன்னொரு விஷயம், நான் பேசுன விளையாட்டு இதுதான் சொன்னாலும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப என்ன சொல்றது சகஜமாக உங்களுக்கு புரியுற மாதிரி சொன்னாலும் these are all given by our rishis, time tested, and it is all sort of approved by all our Guru Parampara. I am not saying anything from my head.
Sorry.
Om nane vardiya, sorry. So, though I may be trying to express in a little, jovial way or, very, very ordinary language. But please don't underestimate, these are all given by our great rishis. And they have practiced it, it's time tested and very effective. When I was very young, when I was learning from our Swami Satyananda Maharaj, when I was in the Yuva Kendra, he taught us these techniques. And I have practiced this for some time. And I have found it to be very, very helpful. So these are all actually tested by this sadhu also. So therefore, it is not, I am just talking out of the hat. So these are all very effective. But only thing is I am trying to help the beginners from the beginning stage onwards. So when you go a little higher and higher, you will understand it's still wonderful thing. So therefore don't take it easily or just lightly. It's all time tested. Om
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.